So this is just to give you a first impression, and now I would like to share my PowerPoint presentation.
Die Smart Anything Everywhere Initiative.
Sorry. So, okay. Here we go. And now let's go to the full screen. You should see my full screen now. Do you see that?
Yes, yes.
Perfect, good. Then we've just seen the video. So I'm happy to tell you a little bit more about the European perspective in digital transformation and technology transfer, especially about the SAE initiative, so Smart Anything Everywhere initiative that aligns different projects. For example, the SMART4ALL project, but also others, as a kind of umbrella. And the initiative was created by the European Commission about 8 years ago with two main goals. So first of all, to support European startups, SME and mid-caps, but also public organizations in their digital transformation. But then also, and this came more and more into the focus of the initiative, to build and consolidate a sustainable pan-European network of digital innovation hubs. So the short, it's DIH. So digital innovation hubs is really the core of the initiative when it came to the end last year. So what we have, I just said, we have a kind of umbrella, and under this umbrella, there are different innovation actions, so projects, and they are addressing different technology areas, so cyber physical and embedded systems, customized low energy computing, powering CPS and the IoT, but also flexible wearable electronics, organic large area electronics, and widening the digital innovation hub network. And all of the innovation actions that are aligned to the SAE initiative, all of them offer funding to SMEs and mid-caps to enhance their products and also the services through the inclusion of the latest digital technologies. So what does that mean here when we have a look at the evolution of the initiative? It all started in 2015 with the so-called phase 1, where we had 4 innovation actions. And then in the middle of 2017, we came into phase 2, where we had 4 innovation actions, and then plus this was for the first time a CSA, a coordination and support action. So to say a project that was there to support the innovation actions in their dissemination activities, in collaborating with each other, but also showing what to the SMEs, what was possible through funding. And then this last phase was phase 3, where we had 6 innovation actions and then 1 CSA, which was intending to support the widening of the network of the digital innovation hubs. So SMART4ALL is really one of the last innovation actions that is still running. All the others were closed. Also the Smart for Europe 2, the CSA, was closed last year, but we're still supporting the innovation action with our knowledge and to support them. So this is just a short overview of it's our innovation portal, so the website. And there you can have a great an overview of all the SAE project partners from all projects since the beginning. So we have different color codes for the different technology areas. But you can also, for example, select by the projects or select by the areas, and then have a look where is a partner located close to you. And then if you select the DIH itself, and it tells you where exactly it is located and also how to contact them. Also, you have the project partners in alphabetic order. You can search by country or type of organization. So for example, university, but also RTOs or research and technology organizations, such as Hans Schicker, this one, but also SMEs that are involved in one of the projects. So why do I tell you all about this? It's, as I said, one of the important goals is to widen the DIH network all across Europe. And it's not, this is not only done by the Smart Anything Everywhere initiative, but also by some other European initiatives. So mainly the DNet initiative, but also I4MS. And I have seen Maite Caracedo in the program, and she will, I guess, maybe also tell you a little bit more about the European collaboration. So while I4MS is focusing on the manufacturing side, SAE is focusing on transforming or supporting the SMEs in the products and not the manufacturing. So I have told you also already about the innovation actions. So these are the projects that are providing expertise and also cascade funding through open calls to the SMEs. And the coordination and support action, they do not provide funding, but support the consolidation of the network of the DIHs and support the stakeholders of this ecosystem. So this is the main difference. And when I say it's, the plan was to focus on the European network. There's the strategy behind, it's called the Digitizing European Industry Strategy. And that involved public and private stakeholders across Europe. And this is what was mainly important at a regional, national, and also EU level. And this strategy was focusing on 4 pillars, so areas of work. So we have the strengthening leadership through partnership and industrial platform, preparing the Europeans for the digital future, so to say, training, skills and trainings, the framework to fit to the digital age, but also, and then mainly important, the digital innovation hubs network, which is a key element of the DEI strategy. And so what's a DIH as a whole? So the DIHs are in the center of all the efforts that are done. So it's mainly there to foster innovation ecosystem and networking, support to find investment, test before invest, but also skills and training. And all with the effort to support SMEs by giving them the opportunity to conduct application experiments. So the DIH are the link between the European Commission and the SMEs that are located all across Europe. So the main goal is to have a DIH in working distance to an SME, so to support the companies in their digital transformation. And this is really special to have them in a working distance, meaning to speak the same language, to share the same cultural background, which is really, really important when it comes to the success of an application experiment. So by the adoption of the latest digital technologies, the SMEs gain a competitive advantage and thus to create advantage in the economy. So why was that initiative or the innovation action so successful with giving money by open calls to the SMEs? Well, the crucial point there is the funding scheme, which is called financial support to third parties, or also known as cascade funding. The cascade funding was first implemented in Horizon 2020, and as we can see it, and I was also part of the SMART4ALL Innovation Action, we also did that. It was a huge success because this funding scheme aimed to simplify the administrative procedures and thus to create a SME-friendly application scheme. And all of the innovation actions under the SAE Initiative used that funding scheme. So why was it so successful? The main point was that funds from the EU were passed directly to the SMEs through the innovation actions. So the SMEs were not entering into a complex contract with the European Commission, but with a representative of the innovation action. And all of you who have ever worked with the European Commission can tell that it's rather complicated to have a contract with them. So this was a main point that that this funding scheme was so successful, and we will see it later when it comes to the numbers of success stories. And we evaluated all the success factors, and this was a main point given as an answer by the SMEs. But before coming to the success stories, I would like to tell you a little bit more about the SAE services that are still available on our innovation portal. So first of all, we have the so-called SAE Marketplace, which is a one-stop shop for all the stakeholders, be it SMEs, but also PIHs, be it universities, RTOs. So whoever is interested can visit our marketplace, so, and either way to the direct link or through our innovation portal. And on that marketplace, you can find valuable information about funding opportunities, access to assets and services, to the whole European ecosystem of SAE partners, but also collaboration opportunities. So go and have a look. The only thing you need to do is to register for the marketplace, but then you can just easily search for whatever you are in need of. Well, why my, oh, no, there you go. So you can scout there, and so this is the landing page, and then when you have registered for it, then it will come to this place. So you have the available technological solutions, experimentation facilities, but also training and funding opportunities, which are, I have to be honest, not that much because the SAE initiative is coming to its end. But it's rather interesting just to have a look at it. Another service that is used quite often is the Interactive Technology Radar, which was developed by one of our CSA partners, Hayden Thompson, which is, he worked on that for several years. And the intention of the technology radar is to support SMEs and mid-caps with information of the latest technologies, because they often struggle to keep track of the new technologies that are coming up or are not important to them for now, but that may be important in the future. So the technology radar currently classifies 172 technologies, so smart technologies, but also smart services, SA tool and platforms, according to the level of market readiness, which means they're highlighting mature, but also immature technologies that are coming up or that are already there. And this is the link for the technology radar. And it looks like this. So we have a green circle, an amber, and a red circle. And the green technologies are the technologies that can be considered as mature in the short time. So then we have the amber technologies that are coming up in the next, let's say, 10 years, and where SMEs and also mid-caps should be aware of these technologies, that they might be of interest for them. And then we have the red technologies that are still very immature and should not be considered this time, but they're still, let's say, under construction. And when you browse through the technology radar and click on one of them, you can have further information on the technology itself, which makes it really interesting to look at and see if that's already interesting for your business or not. And now I would like to show you another video on our success stories, because that's, or I guess, the most important thing for SMEs to see what has already been done within the SAE initiative and what has been funded. And it's not only high technology, it's really from low technology level to a high technology level, but all of them can be found on the innovation portal. So just have a look at it now. There you go. Okay.
The Smart Anything Everywhere initiative, helping European companies innovate through digital technologies. The Smart Anything Everywhere initiative, currently in its third phase, has demonstrated tremendous economic and societal impact. Over the past 5 years, innovation activities under the SAE Initiative have supported startups, SMEs, and mid-caps across Europe on their journey to the next digital innovation by providing direct funding. Since the start of the SAE Initiative, about 400 application experiments have been started with partners from 35 countries and a total volume of more than 18 million euros. Let's take a closer look at some of them. Every year, about 2% of European teenagers need to be treated with suspenders to counteract the development of scoliotic curvature by applying a mechanical load on the body and promoting correct spinal posture. Currently, there is no device on the market capable of quantitatively measuring the forces applied inside the brace and monitoring the wearing time. Together with FED4SAE, Protolab has developed an innovative plug-and-play wearable sensor kit to monitor pressure in scoliosis braces, improving compliance with medical prescriptions, and encouraging active patient participation to achieve satisfactory treatment results. With the world's population projected to rise to 9 billion people, food production will also have to increase by up to 70%. Currently, to achieve high yields, farmers often use too much fertilizer, causing serious problems for the health of rivers due to the overgrowth of algae. In partnership with Diatomic, AgriNav has developed software that allows variable amounts of fertilizer to be applied to a crop as needed. By reducing the amount of fertilizer applied, both the farmer and the environment benefit. The goal was to create touch-enabled OLEDs that could be operated by the user through the outer surface of the wood without shortening the lifetime by adding a touch solution. Smart EEs develop a highly complex OLED matrix that is far ahead of current OLED lighting design and manufacturing capabilities. Additional touch FPCBs are used to emphasize the value of the electronics with functional reliability. The prototypes produced will be used to demonstrate to customers and partners what is possible with the 3DMA wood and how the combination of cutting-edge technologies can open up new application areas. Individual tanks in general and mobile tanks in particular are usually technically obsolete not integrated into business processes and poorly secured. In a mobile industrial world, this is both an economic and ecological problem. To solve the problem, Tetramax and Santo have collaborated on a self-learning tank monitoring system. This combines embedded sensors with web technology, embedded engineering, and artificial intelligence in an audit-proof, fully transparent solution. That was just a glimpse into the world of innovation that is enabled and empowered by smart anything everywhere. If you want to know more, follow us on social media or visit our website. SAE, empowering SMEs in the digital age.
So this was really just a glimpse on the success stories. As I already said before, all of the success or most of the success stories can be found on our innovation portal. And as I know, there will be also some presented later today or tomorrow. But coming back to the SAE success stories. So what was the outcome? So more than 400 application experiments were realized and more than 660 companies and entities involved, where 90% were SMEs or small mid-caps. 48 open calls for rapid response to the new market and challenges were conducted, and so far, 36 countries participated. We had the funding opportunities. They typically range between 20,000 up to 100,000 each, so per application experiment, and 32 million of funding were distributed by that financial support to third parties stream, mainly to the SMEs and mid-caps. So what we also can say is that all of the, or most of the application experiment had a relevant European dimension. So that means that they were executed in close collaboration of partners from different EU member states. Sometimes from, let's say, most of 80% of the European member states collaborated in at least one innovation action. And the special thing about that collaboration was that the countries combined the existing regional strengths and facilitate collaboration and interaction across different regions. And this collaboration will also continue after the Smart Anything Everywhere initiative will no longer be there. So that will give us a little bit an outlook for the future. So what's next in terms of the EDIH? So the concept that evolved throughout the years on of the SAE initiative, so the concept of the DIH will go into the EDIH effort. So the valuable network of innovators and organizations that were gathered through the SAE initiative, they will merge into the European Digital Innovation Hubs. And this here is a screenshot from the European Commission's page. So we have the DIH that were engaged in one of the projects or more projects. So you have that here. And then you can also see the candidate European DIH, which were pre-selected and then now selected just a few weeks ago. And many of the project partners from Innovation Actions, but also Coordination Action, Smart for Europe 2, will further collaborate within an EDIH. And the collaboration or the network that has been built since the start will give us a great starting point for this collaboration. So You have the screenshot here of the candidate European digital innovation hubs, and they will start working as of autumn this year. So the EDIH, they will they offer support for digital transformation, but with a special focus on the local needs. So based on a specialization of the digital innovation hubs, and they aim to build regional ecosystems of users and suppliers, so strengthening the local innovation environment. But still, there will be the connection to the whole of Europe through the EDIH network, where the best practices can be shared with other hubs, and to connect the local SMEs to SMEs outside the regions. So building corridors to support the SMEs, building new value chains in Europe, but also to disseminate the digital capacities of the European Digital Program. So as I already said, the tech transfer organizations involved in SAE will also be part of the EDIH in the same geographical areas. And yeah, we will see how the future collaboration then will be, but I'm quite sure that there will also be a really close collaboration, because that was one of the main factors for success for the SAE initiative, that you really work closely together and know who to ask if you have a special problem, or how to support an SME that is in your region and that is in need for support to digitalize the product or the services. So here's just an overview of the websites I would like to refer to, and then I would say I'm open to questions, and also if you would like to contact me, I will be happy to support you further then. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julia. This was very interesting presentation, and I think we got a lot of new information about the Smart for Anything Anywhere initiative. So I call audience both online and present here to have some questions.
For online participants, please raise your hand so we can unmute you. And for the audience here in the room, we have a walking microphone. Our lovely assistant Milica will pass you the microphone so that people who are online can hear you if you have a question. So make sure that you do not speak before you get the mic. So any questions now?
Okay, if there are no questions, you can contact Julia. She left her contact further. So thank you, Julia. Thank you again.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
We're continuing with our conference. Now we have a part called "On the International Road of Your Business." I call Ms. Katarina Momčilović Matić start her presentation.
Okay, thank you. Can we... Okay. Once again, hello. It's really a great pleasure to be here today in Novi Sad. We even have the good weather today. It's not too hot. And I'm sure that we will have a great today's conference. Let me tell you briefly if is this functioning. Okay. now it's functioning. So I will tell you briefly about the Enterprise Europe Network project that presents the key instrument in the EU strategy to boost growth and competitiveness of the SMEs. This project was established by the European Commission in 2008, and previously from 2014 until 2020, it was funded by the COSME program, and now it will be funded within the single market program that will be active from 2021 to 2027. The total funding is over 1 billion euros for this single market program, but mainly it's regarding, it has different pillars and components regarding the food safety, and 24% of this program is dedicated to competitiveness of the SMEs, where the EEN is also funded from. As I said, this is the world's largest network for the support of SMEs when they want to, when they have international ambitions. It's active in more than 60 countries. It gathers 3,000 experts with more than that are working in more than 600 member organizations. And member organizations, they include chambers, the regional development agencies and organizations, technology pools, innovation support organizations, university research institutions. I have to stress out that individual businesses cannot become network members, but they can use our services through the network that will help them internationalize their business and get innovation support. So the Enterprise Europe Network has three main pillars. It's international partnership, advisory support, and innovation support. When we talk about the international partnership, we give the expertise, we create the contacts, and we organize events in order to connect SMEs with foreign partners. Advisory support means that we give the advice for growth and expansion into international markets, also some regarding some EU laws and legislations. Innovation support will help you your innovative ideas come into international commercial success. And our colleague Vesna Rašković Depalov will talk a little bit more about this kind of support that we offer through the EEN Network Serbia. The network, as I said, functions through consortia. EEN Serbia consists of 6 institutions, our consortium, and I have to say that we have been involved in the EEN from the beginning, so from 2008. Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Serbia is the coordinator from 2016, and we have 5 more institutions involved in the consortium: Business Incubator Novi Sad, the Innovation Center for Mechanical Faculty of Belgrade, Institute Mihailo Pupin, University of Niš, and Development Agency of Serbia. We cover the whole territory of Serbia. We have excellent relationship with number of local stakeholders, and we have very good cooperation and joint activities with our counterparts from the EU and the region as well. So these are some of the main goals: to connect local companies with foreign business partners, to better position Serbian SMEs at the EU market, to boost the cooperation of Serbian SME sector with innovation centers and companies. We help companies take their innovation into new markets, and with the network's help, we help them grow faster through tailored support, which is very important, new commercial partnerships, and access to finance. So this is what it looks like, our main activities: to find business partners, to boost cross-border cooperation, and then we organize visits to trade fairs and networking events. Of course, I will talk a little bit about the previous 2 years that were very challenging for the whole world and for our consortium as well. These are some results of the EEN as a whole. So from 2008 until 2021, the network has helped more than 2.9 million SMEs innovate and grow internationally. We introduced in 2008 partnership and advisory services, which exists all through this project. In 2014, the network introduced tailored innovation support. In 2017, we launched targeted scale-up services for the SMEs. In 2021, the new approach is towards a more sustainable, digital, and more resilient network that we need to adopt according to the new circumstances. These are also some figures regarding the EEN as a whole. You see really big number of companies that trusted our experts, personalized business advices, that made business connection at our matchmaking events. I won't be reading this. You will get the presentation after this conference for sure, so you can look. But as you can see, it's a really big number of the companies that use the EEN network to help them boost their business abroad. Regarding the EEN Serbia consortium, our figures are also very good. So we have more than 80,000 SMEs that benefited from key network services. We have 4,500 SMEs that participated in our events, that had overall 11,500 B2B meetings. We also had beneficiaries that were received tailor-made support for innovation and to enter their innovation into new markets. So as you can see, we did a really good job, but now we are looking what's up in front of us, and we're looking forward to help even more number of SMEs and to reach the bigger audience. When it comes to the activities in previous 2 years, our consortium from the beginning of the crisis caused by the, unfortunately, COVID, managed to adjust its activities to shift on online matchmaking platforms. And we have to stress that we were using these type of platforms for B2B meetings previously. We just, our providers just upgraded them. So all B2B meetings were conducted online. And in order to additionally help our clients, we prepared the special guides and tutorials on how to register, how to write the profile, and how to conduct online meetings. This resulted in increased numbers of number of Serbian participants that we had the online events that were conducted in 2020 mainly. We didn't do anything live that year, and we even expanded the pool of our clients to other industries, and we also get a chance to work with some of the countries that we weren't working closely before, prior to this COVID. So even this online matchmaking tools had some benefits. In 2020-2021 project cycle, we really had lots of participants in regional local events. Most of them were, of course, online. We had a great number of brokerage events, meetings, and we even had more than 100 achievements. Actually, our clients made partnership agreements and were receiving advisory service outcome, meaning that we helped them get some fundings, either from the EU or some national fundings for basically mainly for their innovations. I will also like to just point out that together with 6 other EEN consortia from Southeast Europe, when we say that, we think of ex-Yugoslavia actually, we developed a special online platform called FINO that represents a unique tool on available EU and regional access to finance opportunities and innovation support for the SMEs from Southeast Europe, and also allows them to directly contact all EEN experts for any financial and business development support. So I encourage you to take a look at this platform and to schedule a meeting with some of our EEN experts if you have any questions. In 2022, well, we have now, as I said, the new program, the single market program. Unfortunately, Serbia hasn't signed an agreement with the EU regarding this program, so we are not still able to sign the grant agreement, even though our proposal was approved by the European Commission for the EEN. The next project, EEN project, should last until the June of 2025. We are well behind it, but nevertheless, even though we have this obstacles, we are still, as you can see, doing our activities and trying to help Serbian SMEs. So during this year, even without the funding, we organized B2B meetings during the tourism fair in March this year. We had the brokerage event at the trade fair, international trade fair in Mostar as well. And we organized B2B meetings during the automotive conference in May this year. We organized this conference, and we do have some activities that we are planning to do before this year ends, but we also hope that the state will sign the single market program, and then we will get the adequate funding, and then we can really do all the activities as we planned. So you can check the Enterprise Europe Network website. I encourage you to do that because there's a partnership opportunities database. You also will see the event calendar, that all the events that will be done through the network with different colleagues from different countries. We also have the EEN Serbia website that's really full of useful information, not just regarding the EEN Serbia activities, but also some information regarding programs and funds that are available for you. We do have the online newsletter, and we are also using social media. So the Facebook, the Twitter, and LinkedIn, you can get all the necessary information regarding that. So I hope this was short enough, and I thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask now or during the break. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Katarina. Now, well, the other part, or the second part of this presentation will be given by Vesna Rašković, Depalov.
Okay. Okay, we can start now. We'll continue our talk about internationalization, but now from your perspective. My name is Vesna Rašković Depalov, and I have been working with startups, innovative teams and research teams for 18 years. And also from the beginning of existence of EEN in Serbia, I have been working with the SMEs or the international journey. Now, I would like to ask you some rhetorical question. Do you work on your internationalization and why? Whether you want to increase, do you go international in order to increase your revenue, or to enter new markets, or to broaden your customer base, or to diversify your risk, to access some new people, to increase your market share, your reputation as your company, or to cut your costs, sorry. All those reasons are really eligible for going international. But if we look our figures, our statistics, what is the percentage of experts in GDP looking in Western Balkan countries, then you will see that it is below of EU and OECD average. Also, if we look who is doing that, larger companies are much more in favor of that experts, specifically in Serbia than in other, in comparison with SMEs. So the question is how we can improve those figures. EASME stated that companies that do have institutional support during their international journey reach higher success rate than those without institutional support. So EEN is one of institutional support which have a positive impact on some business performance of SMEs, like increasing turnover, market share, and jobs creation. But of course, it's not enough, and we will continue doing and improving these figures. So the real question is, how can we help you? We can provide several or many things, but first what we do with you is sit on the meeting and just analyzing your needs and understanding in what stage you are in and how we can help and with what through our activities. If you want to connect with SMEs from 62 countries, then we can help you with networking. So I like to be interactive in the presentation with you, but also with this presentation. And you can see here, I have a link, but I cannot do that. So sorry for jumping through these slides. I will, okay. Here is our website, and you can already see by entering your keywords, for example, digitized transportation is who is offering and requesting some of the products or services that you are interested in. Also, we know our clients. And when I see some of those profiles, I can say, okay, no, it's not going because it's linked and I cannot go back. Can we use your laptop? Just go to this. Yeah, thank you. Furthermore, unless. So sorry for that. Another thing that we can do, if you want some information or list of producer of some specific products, we can contact from a specific state or country or city. We can connect, ask EEN officer from that city or that country, and we can provide you a list of such a contacts. Of course, we can do a brokerage event and company missions in order to have direct communication between companies, and you can make agreements or further meetings in order to reach that kind of agreement. Of course, we can also provide to you to promote your own, to promote your own competitive offer through profile in order others to see and to express their interest to connect with you. The fourth thing that we can provide, and we are really proud of, is consultancy in the area of business, how you can conduct your, how can you improve your business, but also especially with this innovation part. If you, for example, wants to reach some grants, we can list some grants that is very important, specific, particular for you is very good. We can help you to create a consortium in order to apply for that open call, or we we can also help you how to improve your application in order to raise this fund. What is very important, what we spotted that is really useful for our clients was this SMART4ALL initiative for 80,000 euros. And today and tomorrow you will hear much more information about that, and hopefully you will apply it with our help today and tomorrow. Of course, you are well aware of, Horizon Europe, and as a key funding program for researchers and innovation with a budget of 99.5 billion euros, especially for this third pillar, which concerns innovation in different stages from research up to scaling up your business. But what is common with all these calls is that they want to push you from research and development part towards commercialization of your research, invention that you came up. And also to go from incremental towards breakthrough innovation. Of course, the frame is digitalization and sustainability, of course. Hopefully, we give you enough reason to contact us to speak during breaks today and on the meetings after this conference, and to help you to reach your targets of your business. Thank you very much, and we are open for your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from the audience?
If we don't have questions, okay. So yeah, thank you.
Just a short question. Thank you for detailed presentation of EEN activities. Regarding the first presentation, you mentioned scale-up services that are part of EEN work from 2017. Could you comment more on that? And regarding access to finance, what would be some legal relationship between EEN and someone who would like to access some funding through your network?
Okay, maybe I will also need the support from my dear colleague Sanja Popović-Pantić that was involved in the Scale Up project, because this project has been finished and those services have been done through the EEN network. But correct me if I'm wrong, Sanja, this project is over, right? The Scale Up. Yeah, it is. So it was something that was introduced in 2017. And regarding the access to finance, we are giving the advices and the information on available funds. So I don't know if your question was something doing with the legal or the we are just giving the information. I mean, not just, but since, as you can see, and during this and the previous presentations, you have so many abbreviations, you know, DIT, EIC, DADIC, and so far and so forth. With the, for example, the FINO platform, we are trying to explain all the stakeholders that are giving access to finance, and majority of the programs that are available, especially for the SMEs from this region, from Serbia and from ex-Yugoslavia, so that they are well aware of the possibilities when it comes to access to finance, but also innovation support. Yeah, thank you.
Any more questions? If not, our next presentation is about SMART4ALL project. The coordinator of the project, Nikolaos Voros.
Now I think you can hear me. Let's wait a couple of minutes to have the presentation online. Okay, that's great. Thank you. So good morning, everyone. From what has been presented so far, mainly from Julia this morning about Smart Anything Everywhere initiative, but also from the colleagues in EEN Serbia, it's crystal clear that there are lots of funding opportunities for SMEs, and the European Commission is close to the companies and with lots of instruments in order to help them grow. Today, I'm going to give you a short overview of SMART4ALL project, which is an attempt of European Commission. It's a European project to build a digital innovation ecosystem for boosting technology, business, and business development, especially in the European area of Southeast. It's a flagship of European Union. It's the only running proposal of Smart Anything Everywhere. The rest of the project have already delivered the result. SMART4ALL will be here as a representative of SAE Initiative for the next 1.5 years. And as I said, it's a big proposal. It's a flagship proposal of 8.5 million euros that targets in low energy cost of customized computing, and we're interested in developing and delivering success stories, cyber physical systems, and Internet of Things. The consortium consists of 25 partners, mainly coming from South and Eastern Europe. We have carefully selected the mixture of the partners that have joined SMART4ALL, and we have universities, research institutes, of course, SMEs, innovation hubs, NGOs, etc. So most of the countries from South and Eastern Europe are represented at the core consortium of SMART4ALL. So what is the vision? What is our vision? The main idea is to build capacity among European stakeholders, and we're planning to do it by combining different cultures, different policies, different geographical areas, and targeting on different application domains. The instrument for achieving that is what we call technology experiments, which are cross-border experiments that intend to transfer knowledge and technology between academia and industry and vice versa. The technological areas we're interested in investing and supporting is customized low energy and Internet of Things. And we have 4 basic application pillars: the digitized environment, the digitized agriculture, digitized transport, and digitized anything. So the applications we're funding, the applications selected must be cross-border, must be technologically related to collect technologies and IoT, and target one of the 4 application area pillars. If we try to visualize the vision of SMART4ALL, you will see in this image that we start bottom up and build regional local ecosystem within the countries. Then we plan to interconnect this ecosystem in bigger ecosystems, and this event today intends exactly to build collaboration and bring together ecosystems from the area. And of course, the goal is to make the whole network visible to Europe. So through initiatives like EEN, we interconnect the Southeastern European network, or at least this is our vision, with the European ecosystem. 2 major buzzwords that are very important for us are digital skills. So it's not only offering money in companies for digitizing and growing up, but also to help them advance their digital skills. We have special interest in applications that also target special sensitive social groups. So we're not only interested in developing technology, but also targeting to certain areas of people. For example, let's say people with disabilities. Can the technology help them improve their lives? This is something we're interested on. And in order to do it, we're developing and offering a full set of services via an innovative idea called marketplace as a service. So we have services, we have different facilities that are offered to SMEs in order to help them grow, not only money-wise, but also service-wise. So the funding, it's an important part, but it's not the only one. Regarding the objectives of the project, the main target is to try and help countries, companies, areas that belong to what is called, from European Commission's terminology, underrepresented areas. So we have across Europe many millions of Europe targeting companies, but it's important to focus not only on central or northern part of Europe, but also in the area of South and Eastern Europe. The KPIs of European Commission and the numbers show that this area is not adequately represented in European funding. So we want to boost and cover this gap via SMART4ALL. In addition, it's not only funding companies, and this is something that will be obvious within the next days. We are also interested in bringing them in contact with potential investors. So we want to reveal hidden technological treasures from the area, make them visible to venture capitals or funding scheme in order to help them to find their path to commercialization. As I explained, in order to help the companies in this direction, we are not only offering funding, but we are also offering tools and services in order to help them grow. I already stressed on the fact that we are heavily interested in supporting technologies that also help social sensitive groups. And of course, we are fully aligned with the digital skills and the policy of Europe in this direction. So, as SMART4ALL, apart from building this network of digital innovation hubs using the instrument I have already explained, We are also offering, as I said, services that are not also related to funding. So if we try to present them thematically, I would say that we have a set of services called ecosystem services. We have developed so far a huge network focusing on South and Eastern Europe, but also interconnected to the rest of the Europe. So far, we are talking about more than 850 companies that within the next month is expected to be over 1,000. So we have a huge network. We have facilities for matchmaking services based on AI that allow us not only to find partners, this is the easy part, but also to find technology, find best practices, find training, whatever is related to your profile. So I would like to urge you to try and join our network. Not only that you will benefit from the services, the most important thing is that your company, your institute will be visible to the ecosystem. So it's not only when you are searching for someone, it's that if someone else is searching and your expertise matches, then you will be visible to the ecosystem. One important part regarding our service is that we're highly interested in the ethics. So we have, and we're offering ethics coaching to our members, but practically speaking, what the coaching is mainly offered to the companies that are awarded an open call, that they have submitted an open call, they get the funding for implementing their application experiment. And in parallel to the funding, we are also offering services such as coaching. One part of the coaching is the ethics coach. So once an application has been funded and starts its implementation, apart from the money, we are offering the coaches. They have coaches on a day-by-day basis for ethics, but also we have business coaches, people, experts from the area, from business that will help the consortia and the SMEs to develop their idea, but in a way that it is business compliant, not ad hoc. And of course, we have the technological coaching. Imagine that not all consortia have the technical capacity to implement things. For example, imagine a vineyard owner that wants to take advantage of IoT but has no idea. So through this collaboration, we are also help them to get acquainted with technology and be able to apply at least at the first level as a proof of concept. But in parallel, we exposed them to venture capital through pitching events in order to find the next step. As I explained, the main instrument for building this collaboration are the what we call PAEs. This is the terminology of SMART4ALL. These are Pathfinder application experiments, and we have three types. Starting from left to right, we have funding for less mature ideas. We call them KTEs. These are the knowledge transfer experiments. So these are ideas that are slightly one step after brainstorming. They are not mature enough, but they might have a potential. These are, imagine them as internships. So we have two companies, maybe one company and the university, were funding the exploration of the idea by supporting traveling from one place to another and allow the experts to work together in order to shape their idea. These are short-term experiments, more or less 3 months, with a funding of 8K per consortium. Due to COVID, we have problems with the traveling, so we have be quite flexible here because traveling and visiting places was a very critical part of KTEs. Due to COVID, we relaxed this constraint, and with slightly less money, you can still work remotely, yet developing the idea. FTTs are more mature experiments. We are targeting consortia of 2 partners. The SMEs are always in all funding experiments the leader. So an SME should lead the experiment. And FTTs are for experiments and ideas that are at a technology readiness level, more or less around 3 or 4, so are more mature. There are experiments that can be validated on the lab. 80 Ks per project and for a duration of 9 months. And CTTs are more mature projects where we imagine them as FTTs that have developed technology, but we add a third partner that is this, the field trial partner, the end user, the one that will take the technology and apply it at the real application field. Again, 80,000 euros for 9 month projects. In total, for the whole project lifetime, we're planning 67 external Pathfinder application experiment, and on top of that, we are also have started to develop internally as a consortium 21 more. So in total, we have around 88 application experiments to deliver. Currently, we are on the third call of SMART4ALL. The initial plan of SMART4ALL is to deliver around 0.2 millions via open calls to SMEs. We have already successfully finished and delivered the outcomes of call 1 and call 2, and now we're on the third and last open call release. Each call has 3 steps. We start with KTEs, then FTTs follow sequentially, and then we have the CTTs. As explained this morning by the presentation of Julia, the basic idea of cascade funding and project like SMART4ALL is to make things easier for SMEs, so to speed up the application and have fast turnaround times from applying to funding. So the application are not big. There should be very sharp, crystal clear ideas, well defended and well presented. And from the time that an open call is announced, you have more or less 3 months to apply. And in terms of succeeding, this time slot is 8 months. So from the first time you hear about a call, by the time you will get the money, it's 8 months. I can assure you it's quite short. Imagine that at bigger European proposals, we need at least 6 months just for the valuation period. Let's go and have an overview of some statistics. So far, we have released 6 open calls. 30 partners from 35 different countries have already applied. And as you can see from the pie chart, you can see that most of the countries from South and Eastern Europe, one way or another, are represented in consortia. And regarding the 4 verticals, the 4 pillars who are interested, I would say that they are more or less balanced. Maybe digitized anything is slightly bigger in terms of application, but it's reasonable because applications that do not fall in the other areas or domains can be characterized as digitized anything. So it's something that more or less is expected. So far, we have funded 356 proposals applied for funding, and so far we have funded 41 Pathfinder application experiment with a total funding of more or less 0.5 million. So it's slightly, maybe not 1 million, something less to be offered to the SMEs for the next calls. If we dive into the details of the experiments, we have funded 25 KTEs. These are the small experiments, the short terms, and 8 FTTEs and 8 CTTs projects that are already either have already delivered their outcome, or they are still in progress. I would like to urge you to join our network. As I explained, it's important not only for us to have you on board, but also for your companies in order to be visible to a dynamically expanding ecosystem and network. It's fairly easy to do it. You can subscribe to our newsletter or use our matchmaking services, of course, applying to our open calls, and by employing and exploring our marketplace. I would like to stress on the fact that applying for joining the network, it's not something that's done automatically. We are validating, verifying in order to make sure whatever appears on the network is the right information, the right profile, everything is fully functional in order to offer the right possibilities to the right people. Also, a lot of information is floating around that social media. Regularly you will hear at LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube success stories, information, open call announcements for SMART4ALL. Of course, we have our website that it is the main information gate, if I may say so. And of course, we are always at your disposal in order to explain, help you during your application, during your submission. Apart from myself, there are local representatives in different areas that can support you, not only in writing your proposal, but also in better understanding what are the prerequisites of SMART4ALL, of the open calls. We have lots of local webinars that are not, of course, we have webinars that are targeting whole Europe in English, but we have specially focused webinars in local languages according to the needs of the local SMEs in order to overcome the language barrier, which in some cases might prohibit people from submitting. And having said that, I would like to thank you for being with us today in this joint event between SMART4ALL and EEN Serbia. I think this is very, very important event. And if there are any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them.
So thank you, Nico. Are there any questions?
I have a question for Nikos. Thank you for this amazing presentation, but on your statistics here on the slides, it shows that there are no companies getting any PAS funded from Serbia, or at least the statistics seems like that. And since we are in Serbia and most of the participants are from here, I would just like to emphasize a little correction on that. So
referring to this, to be honest, I don't remember the exact.
I think it's cut off. I think the image is cut off. This, and in the previous slides there is no, because I think it only took a couple of countries that were on the first round, but I would like just to stress out that there are many companies from Serbia who are involved and were successful in applying for these open calls. Some of them are actually here today and they're going to present very soon.
Maybe this is a message we would like on behalf of the project to pass you on, is that don't hesitate to apply. And my motto is that the project not funded for sure are the ones that never applied. That's for sure. So you know, regarding open calls, this kind of instruments are not as complex as the big European projects. Are much easier to write the proposal. To, of course, you have impact, you have excellence, but it's different to write 60 or 70 pages instead of 10. Okay. I can understand that in several cases there are limiting factors for applying. SMEs usually struggling in terms of personnel resources. This is fully understandable. However, find the right partner. There are partners from the area or from other countries that could be experienced, can help you. The idea is to transfer knowledge, ideas, share concerns, and why not share a vision for a common application or a common commercial product in the future. This is the instrument. As I said, it's not only funding. Funding is a part of it. Collaboration and exploring and finding new opportunities, maybe new hidden treasure for the market. It could be something. My suggestion: don't hesitate to expose your companies to the ecosystem.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. I just want to clarify, both the FTTEs and the CTTs are funded with a partner from some state or from the region, right? Is that how I understand?
What? Yeah.
Both programs, the FTT and the CTTs, are in collaboration on SME with the partner, right?
Yes.
I understand. Yeah. Thank you.
We are funding consortia. In FTTs, the consortia are composed of 2 partners. Definitely, we need one SME leading, and in CTTs, we need 3 partners. Okay. All the details, they appear and explained in the guide for applicants. There are special instruments. For example, applicants that come from South and Eastern Europe, Serbia, in our case, if you have a partner, then you get extra marks. So you are promoted. You are in a better position for funding. If, for example, you have on board an Ukrainian partner, get another point. So there are tricks that can help you to go higher in the valuation ranking. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a small addition about the, excuse me, the Serbian SMEs and the universities that have been funding. On SMART4ALL website, SMART4ALL-project.eu, you can find a special section devoted to the winners of each call. So there you can find per KT, FTT or CTT Serbian SMEs that have been chosen for funding. These are success stories. And also in the winner section, you may all find testimonials from other companies and especially Serbian companies who give their insights on their experience with SMART4ALL project funding and coaching and marketplace services. So I think this could be a good opportunity to take some time and see what beneficiaries have to say for SMART4ALL. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. My name is Daniel Pavlica here on behalf of F6S. I do have one question maybe regarding the post-project sustainability and key exploitable results. So what are some of the results that the community and all the other stakeholders will have after the project ends?
What? Sorry, what?
The results of the project that will remain for the community to use and maybe some of the other stakeholders after the project.
First of all, the results are available as success stories. There is a special part of the marketplace. As the marketplace is a big umbrella with different interesting things. One of these is the showcase. So everything that has been funded, it's presented in through a short video with technology. So we have a profile per experiment and an explanatory video. This is regarding to find out what has been funded so far, what are successful stories, maybe find some interesting partners for your business and so on. Regarding the results themselves, we urge the partners to deliver as much open source as possible. So through the marketplace, the matchmaking, for example, does not only allow you to have access to training, to partners, etc., but also to results, code or systems or whatever. Of course, this is not always the case because in some cases we can have proprietary results from the companies, but definitely we don't fund closed box systems. We want openness. So I would say that 90% of what is funded so far is open source, open access, and you can easily have access to it via the marketplace.
Thank you very much.
You have mentioned as a first objective of your project is to bring innovative technologies to underrepresented business sectors. So I'm wondering, what do you consider for unrepresented business sectors?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Underrepresented mainly refers to the geographical area. So the focus of the funding is in South and Eastern Europe in terms of European KPIs. So the companies, it seems from European statistics, that the companies coming from South and Eastern Europe have not as much access to funding as the European Commission would like to have. Regarding the business sectors, I would say that we're focusing on the main pillars, transport, environment, agriculture. The selection of these pillars is mainly because they are considered, according to European statistics, underrepresented in terms of funding. For example, there is a lack of e-health, if you notice, in the pillar. Why? Because it has received a lot of funding. But on the other hand, because we don't want to exclude nice ideas, we have also included in the three major pillars, one for the digitized anything. So there is room for nice ideas to find their way to funding through this trick, if I may so.
Thank you.
Is there any obstacle that one SME works in two different consortiums with two different education institutions as a software provider, for example?
Yes. Regarding the application stage, you can apply as many proposals as you like. But if in the funding list we have an SME that has that joins two different consortia, then because we fund, for example, for the big project 4 per call, this is something we are looking into it, and we avoid to give the money to people that are excellent writers with excellent ideas. So we'd like to avoid in 4 proposals we have an SME that gets money from 3 of them. But apart from that, there is a certain rule that an SME cannot get more than 60K. And in total, from SAE project, you have an upper limit of 100,000K. So there are financial limits that practically and constraints that do not allow an SME to grab a lot of money. But you can apply as much as you like. Okay. All these details are clarified and presented in the guide for applicants that are released in with the open calls. Every time we open an open call, we have the guide for applicants that explain all the aspects and the prerequisites of the call. For example, I mentioned earlier about points about Ukraine, about southeastern region, etc., etc. And on top of that, we are planning webinars where we are explaining the concept of the call. We have a very big databases with applied proposals. So we have also the evaluation results, and we're trying to present the good and bad practices. So a very interesting session we have in the webinars is to present the do's and don'ts when you apply. Some golden rules, how you should present your application and what you should avoid. What are the current, the most often, let's say, problems we have encountered in application, or what are the best practices you can apply. So we're helping you in order to shape your proposal in a way that will have a good opportunity of winning.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from online participants? Okay, thank you all. If you have more questions, you can join Nikos during the coffee break and ask him. I think he is fast coffee drinker. So he'll help you. So we have several examples of successful stories by companies funded through SMART4ALL project from Serbia. So I call Mr. Brunet from DigiPlant project to present this.
This one. Okay. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to thank you, our hosts, for call me and give me opportunity to represent our successful story about from the digital agriculture sector, and we call it DigiPlant. And actually, this is our idea. We want to digitalize all the process of the plant nutrition. So I don't think so that most of you from the agriculture sector, so I don't want to talking about technical part of this project, but only the idea, the goals and the challenges we will solve through this project. So I come from the Tima Agro Balkans company from Novi Sad. We are actually the leader and experts in a plant nutrition segment or the sector of the agriculture production. It's we are part of the big story on the global level, but in Serbia we are doing the job as the specialist in a soil improvement and plant nutrition. So what is the idea? Idea that we want to involve the farmers in all this process of the building the recommendation for the plant nutrition, and also we want to digitalize all this process, because we want to be the transparent for the farmers. Until now, that it's not possible for the farmers to see all this workflow, this process to giving the recommendation for these parcels, for the soils or for the crops. So we find the appropriate partner. This is the GDI expert import company from the North Macedonia. And these guys is experts in not only in generally IT industry in the region, but also that some kind of technology that suit us for this kind of the project, because they expert in GIS, geographic information systems. So we want to use these technologies because all the agriculture production is put on the outdoor, on the space, and they have the geographic components. So geographic information system, it's a logical solution for this kind of the project. So what is the goal of this project? It's a transfer necessary knowledge. Actually, I travel from the Tima Agro Balkans to the Macedonia, to the GDI company, and trying to learn how much I can about these new technologies, mostly GIS technologies, but also build a logical model, physical model, build some spatial geodatabase, and so on and so on. So we try to establish some portal for the farmers that the farmers can see all the process of the building this recommendation for the plants. It's not so easy, because of a lot of data. This data it's have the geographic component and must be visualized, must be on the map, and must be in the logical way to suitable for the farmers. It's not suitable for the IT experts. This is the big difference. So also we want to unlock business potential for creating customized plant nutrition services. So motive from the GDI company, they want to learn from the agriculture sector, from the agriculture experts about agriculture production, or especially the plant nutrition, because the very complex matter. And we want to abroad our experts and build some digital services and be recognized on the market. So what is the challenges among these general challenges according to agriculture production these days? You can we are witness about price rising, about food, about inputs in agriculture production. So this kind of the service is very popular these days among the farmers. So we want to optimization of the plant nutrition from the commercial plant nutrition to variable rate. The variable rate means that we want to optimize on the parcel level of this story, not only on the level of one farmers, but on the level of the parcel. So they also have some methodology we find on the market about variable fertilization, producing maps, and so on, but it's not transparent for the farmers. This is the big issue, because the farmers don't look friendly of all this process, because don't have the faith in the IT industry. This is another world, I can say. So they must see, they must feel all the process. They must also involved in all the process of the building of the recommendation. So this is the challenges. So what is the output of all the project? It's a web GIS platform, which enabling the viewing all the spatial data in the process of creating, and they can visualize this data, they can search, they can do some geostatistical analysis and so on. So we are creating this as a demo, but in these days we put it on the commercial level, and we have the very good feedback from the farmers and the agriculture companies. So what is the conclusion? The big problem is not one out-of-box solution from any kind of any part of the agriculture production. You can't find the one software or the one hardware to solve all these problems in this agriculture production sector in all countries in the world. So you must customize everything. You must customize on the level of the parcel. So you must customize solution on the level of the farmer. So you must have all these ideas in the front of you, that it's not working if you want to one solution for all. This is for the sure. And this knowledge transfer experiment allow combine long-term experience from the agriculture sector and combined with experience from an IT sector. So in this case, what is the successful story? Because the agriculture sector called the ITs to help for agriculture, not opposite. Mostly in the market, you can see the solution. The IT built some technology, some solutions, some hardware, some software, and call agriculture to put this technology in agriculture. You try to find in agriculture where do you put already built technologies. It's not possible. It's not working in a real world. So in this case, we are from the agriculture. With our experience, we try to find solution in IT and call the IT's guys and experts to help us. So this is the shortest way to for the 5 minutes I represent our project. So if you have the question.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from the audience?
I have a question for Mr. Vunet, yes, and later from the audience. How long it's been since you completed this project, and how many users of these platforms do you have at the moment?
We have the first demo for about 2 months, 1.5 months, I think. And today we have about 100 users that they put all this data on the platform, they seeking for solution and so on. So this is going on. Yeah. So I will be on the round table and we can discuss about this subject.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I was wondering if maybe I didn't see if I want to explore this solution, this GIS solution online, is that possible, or do I have to register and be a customer of yours?
You must register because this data, it's also the some kind of private data of the farmers. The farmers don't want to share this own data with others, so you must register.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you again. Thank you again for the interesting presentation. Now, the second one is FAPSA project Milutin Blagojević.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to present my project here. Our project was a little bit different from my previous presenter. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Bomb Solutions company, and more than 5 years we are developing new technology. Even it's not new technology that new, which is virtual reality, augmented reality, and 3D experience. Our partner, sorry for my our partner in this project was University of Patras, and for this call, we think that we are pretty good match for the project because they have knowledge from something that we want to implement using this technology. Why is this important? It is very important because why is this important? It is very important because we are technology and everything in technology. So, and they have the data. We believe that technology without data nowadays is almost nothing. It's just a wow effect, which can at least for 5 days or 5 hours, but nothing more than that. And also we believe that visualizing the data is the future of our communication, which means that we can make better decisions, we can lower the risk, making some decision, and so on and so on. So this is why we believe this is the actually really good match between these two, I would say, partners in this project. FAPSA is a first aid parental support application, which means that the leading Greek research institutes, they have all the data about in this call internet addiction, specialized in in the risk behaviors of the young people, especially teenagers. So we would like to help them how to, while using technology, how their parents can recognize their behavior, and then according to that they can make some decisions. This is not kind of advanced level of application that we create with them, but also this is starting point because I would say regular users of technology are not that advanced so to use it. So we need to somehow go on their level, give them opportunity to use this application, and then after that they can we can read the data and then give them opportunity to make a decision. Are their kids in some high risk level of some special behavior? Excellence for this project was to use, as I said, to use their expertise in this field, put all this data in our technology, and then present it to them in a way of application. Why we choose application? Because we need to think about two things. One thing is it needs to be user-friendly because we are giving this to their parents, and also from the other hand, we need to have this not only in virtual reality technology, which means you need to have goggles, or augmented reality, which means you need to have some kind of advanced level of knowing how to use it, but also most of the people, they are using their mobiles and their laptops, so they can also read data there. So in order to present on as many as possible audience, so they need to use any of these hardware in this case. So, for example, here, rehabilitation of a young addict, the mental health of the family, and how easy to use application can be first. And so they can prevent, they can see by using some of the videos and some of the text inside here, so they can read it. So if they recognize this behavior at their kids, they can call special number and to ask them for help. Okay, I see some special behavior in the kids, and so on and so. So this is actually the whole idea. And then we provide them the whole needed technical knowledge for this project. Due to COVID, we were not able to travel to Greece, so we did everything online, which was one of the ways how we did it. So all the communication, project management, everything was online, and we did it perfectly in this case. And then we developed a simple user-friendly application which can be used from their parents, you know, as the kids, so they can see their behavior. University of Patras, as I said, they prepare all the content, everything from their side. We implement that. We give them our knowledge in this case, and then we put it all together and we create the product. Based on this project, probably we will go even further, you know, to create even advanced application. So we will see how their kids will be using, not knowing that they are using this application. So that's very important, because if you are using something you don't know that you're using, we can look at your behavior behind and to see what truly is there behind. So we can, according to that, we can see. Also, because this is a smaller project for us, we need a very strict about GDPRs, because we don't know, we may not share any personal details. So that was also one of the reasons. Impact is to using this experiment, we wanted to prevent some of the let's say problem behaviors of teenagers, and then hopefully we tested, we had a positive feedback, and hopefully this approach helped them, you know, to prevent their kids from some let's say dangerous behavior, because we can say it as it is. Working on this project was really inspiring for us, because as I said at the beginning, technology without data is nothing. It's very important to enter the data inside of technology and then read the results behind. And that's the future when we think, because our motto also in company is kind of in a commercial way, we like to say like a return of investment, because if you want us to make something for you, you will get return of investment in a way of the data, so you know exactly what you get after that. And that's kind that we are aiming to. Like I said, we hope this project contributes to a brighter future, you know, to the kids. We can move forward with this to the next level. This is simple interface of the application. It can be linked below, and that's pretty much from me.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
Yes, please.
Without any plan for
Exactly.
cooperation is only
Small job. Yes, I agree. The idea is actually to involve technology in a higher level. Like I said, we are focused on 3 different sides in our company. It's augmented reality, virtual reality, and a 3D experience. Which means that if we publish some application outside on the market, and then we say, okay, this is application, and then, for example, you give to your kids, please look at some video, or we follow or we record what they are doing behind in their application. So later on, we can put some special points inside of the application, and we can see, like a heat map, for example. You can see how many times they press some button, how many times they spend on special content, how many times they use this or that. And behind that, in numbers, we can see, okay, this is something that is warning to us. This is something that is not warning to us. If there is another level of this application, for example, we can show them special video in which, from a psychological side of this, we can see, okay, this is not acceptable behavior. There is violence, there is this and that. And then based on their behavior or their eyes position, we can see exactly where they are looking to, and then based on that we can say, okay, this is okay or this is not okay, where we can go. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, the next presentation is with the strange acronym, Mr. Alexander Leposević.
Just a second.
Mr. Leposević is with us online, so you can share your screen now.
Hello, everyone. Thanks to invitation and chance to present our experience and why and needs to application of ITC technologies in the production of raspberry and blueberry field in Serbia and Bulgaria. Many people involved now about berry position, Serbia berry position in the world, because we have a really good experience and chance to export every year. Our berry production have relatively high value of production, labor intensive character of production, and influence of production of small fruits on general economic Serbian development. The raspberry in Serbia in second place of agriculture product with annual export about $236 million per year, and In the world, raspberry production have a very big amplitude. Similar situation in Serbia and Bulgaria also. Serbia last year produced approximately 50,000 tons on 1,000 hectares. Blueberry production in our country increased in the last 15 years, and now we grow this species about 3,500 hectares. We have many problems in our orchard in Bulgarian partners also. Big problem is irregular irrigation, control of pests and disease, and other reason. In Serbia now is harvest season, and some details about from our orchard. I told we have really good blueberry production in our country, and project with project SMART4ALL this project deals with SMART4ALL issues: digitalization of agriculture, a mobile sensor for plants, soil and environment, and digitalization of transport and logistics. The result of this project is the application of IT technology in the production of raspberry and blueberry fields, and this will significantly increase the yield and improve the quality of these fruit species for the needs of existing of global market. Therefore, it will be necessary to increase the number of plantation with defined technology. This will provide a very favorable position in connection with producers who do not apply the concept of this project. Also, at the time of intensive climate change, the concept of this project will be necessary for survival in the male of raspberry production and blueberry, and the health and quality of fruit will be provided. This will result in the information of various subsidies for the production of raspberry or fruit according to the concept of this project. As a conclusion, all experience in the production of raspberry and blueberry field in Serbia and Bulgaria are included in the developed IT technology system that will be transferred to suitable storage and transportation company. For a provider, technology transfer will result in the exchange of new experience in the production of two species from other geographical area and different climate condition. Thank you. If you have any question, I am ready.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any questions? If there are not, thank you again. Our next and last presentation for this morning is Svetlana Borević, project NFBVR.
So while we wait for the presentation to be copied, a couple of information for all the live participants here. First information, you will see on your left-hand side near the exit of the room, there is a table with Red Pitaya promotional materials. Our colleague Žiga Agostini from Slovenia is here. They are producing hardware. Yes, he raised his hand. Thank you. They're producing hardware that can help you facilitate your IT innovation in some of these sectors, and he'll provide more information. The second one is that in the corridor, all the way to the corner, you will see some posters hang up in different colors. And please approach them and read them. These are the virtual scenarios that we are going to work with on the next day, tomorrow. And I encourage you to take the materials that are printed below them and take them with you. Thank you. Now we will go with the next presentation.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Svetlana Borević. I'm professor from Department of Psychology in Banja Luka. I will present a project in which we participated together with other partner, Metacogniz Institute. The project name is Neurofeedback Virtual Reality, and I will talk something about these partners. This project was conducted by two partners, Metacogniz Institute and Laboratory for Experimental Psychology in Banja Luka. Metacogniz Institute was host organization. This is organization specialized for different research or scientific work in different fields, such as biomedicine, medicine, sport, development of equipment and computer program recording by physiological signals in our body. The Laboratory for Experimental Psychology is a research unit at the Department of Psychology in Banja Luka. We conducted research in the field of cognitive psychology. We research with experimental method, different processes such as learning, perception, attention, higher cognitive processes, etc. And the aim of this project was to develop a system that is mobile, or not fixed at one place, and that can register data on brain activity. This is very important because in psychology we use different studies with behavioral data, and with this system we can combine behavioral data with neuropsychology data and achieve better explanation of different cognitive processes or other mental processes. Why we decide to create that system? Because basis of our behavior is brain activity. Every action, every mental state, every psychology state is a consequence of brain activity. And with this neurofeedback system, we can register, monitoring, collect data. Neurofeedback is based on two basic assumptions. First assumption is that electrical activity of the brain reflects certain mental states. And the second assumption is that this brain activity can be trained. How it can be trained in the way that you can monitor in real time and watch the brain activity while simultaneously with you doing some tasks. And you can learn how to adapt or achieve desired state of your mental activity. Results of this project is created system that can do this thing. This system can record data about data of electrical activity of your brain while you doing some tasks. It can visualize. It can represent it visually, and based based on this date, you can learn how to achieve brain state or some frames of your brain activity. This system was tested on the sample of students because the COVID pandemic has limitation for this testing. Students was only subject that we can get. These students learn how to achieve desired state of cognitive focus. Learned a new pattern of brain activity or brain waves, and these effects of neurofeedback training lasted for a certain period of time. After several weeks, we can see effects of these trainings. What was benefits for partners or in this project? With new methods, we improved our scientific work. We made new equipment with good performance, which can be improved further. Mutual learning, personal self-development, great experience. But most important is benefits for practice. You can use neurofeedback training for school improvement. Many school tasks need cognitive focus. Children have problems sometimes with that, so they can't do this task very good. With neurofeedback training, you can learn them how to achieve that cognitive focus. Students also, workers, etc. With neurofeedback training, you can improving mental health. You can use it in treatments in different mental disorders such as anxiety, depression, sleep disorder, eating disorder, etc. You can use this system for rehabilitation after COVID, especially cognitive segment of COVID consequences. You can use it in the rehabilitation after brain injury. You can use it in treatment of development disorders. You can use it to learn how to achieve emotional stability. You can use it in sport or in everyday life in stress reduction or relaxation. Important thing is that neurofeedback training is not magical stick. It is a system that can be used to improve other processes, not make temporary improvement, but this is a process. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Yes, thank you for a very nice presentation. I would have one question related to research side of the project. So when you said that there were some patterns that were very interesting to find, did you know in advance what patterns these were, or you identified those by using your tool that you developed through the project?
Different cognitive processes include different patterns of brain activity. I mentioned some of the brain waves such as alpha, delta, theta. They have different preferences, and you can set frame to achieve that desired brain activity or desired frequency of brain activity.
So you knew in advance what you were looking for, but could you use your device as an exploratory tool to explore and find some kind of patterns that are not known?
You can if you use different type of subjects or participants, you can pull out a pattern of frequency of brain waves, and you can compare that. That means that if you have normal patients or normal subjects and subjects with some mental disorder, you can compare their brain activity to find some markers that can help professionals to diagnose this. Or in children, you can find patterns of brain activity that can indicate of some early development disorder.
Thank you very much. Now, commercially wise, what are the next steps? Who are your customers? Have you patented this? Obviously, a tool with great impact for many end users. What are your plans?
Every person in this world can be user.
But can everyone buy it, or are you going to deal with hospitals, caregivers, or even individuals or universities? Who are the primary customers that you are targeting?
System can be buy. I don't know much about it. Maybe Petrović can tell something about the system, but you can use. You can't use by yourself that system. It has to be supervised by a professional, psychologist, psychiatric, or other. Because this is not invasive. You can pull that treatment on your head. You can do whatever you want, and you can visually see. You can see your brain activity, and you can learn how to set your brain activity in some frame that can be individualized for different persons. If I am excited right now, my brain activity would be different from other person that is relaxed. And the pattern of frame can be different. Set of frame can be different for those people.
Thank you. Thank you. We are behind the schedule. So before we go to the coffee break, I ask everybody here to join us under the screen for a group photo, and for online participants, we'll be back at 12 o'clock.
Also, online participants, please, if you wish to be with us on the photo, you will be on the big screen. Turn on your cameras and smile. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.